Okay, welcome to the facts. Okay, this is where we have the statistical underpinning for the reggae dollar. You know, what we say, what would we base this market on? So we have some stats to show that the spending power, basically. We're looking at the spending power of people. First of all, the spending power of reggae people. We talked about the 17 billion a year, and that is basically like, we like to round it up to 20 billion, let's just say that. That is global. That is from people all over the world spending money on reggae music. Whether money makes it back to reggae's original people, that's a different question altogether. This is why we're creating the market, to see, well, how do we capture that spending power and capture it and send it to where it needs to go, basically. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're talking about. Obviously, it's people from all around the world creating that value. So you cannot disenfranchise them from value that they create themselves. But it tells you that reggae music is able to command that much activity, you know, and that much profit. So that's the stats for that. And the other stats that we have is a bit of the migration of people, because right now there's a lot of talk about immigration and that, and so we're looking at a few statistics on immigration just to see how people are moving around, and basically we'd use that to kind of like show how the reggae market could settle people in areas without them having to migrate and risk their lives, basically, you know. And NEPAD case for Africa, that's taking the whole thing comprehensively now. The whole issue about Africa, the NEPAD case for Africa, that was written at the turn of the century. New partnership for development for Africa, basically. We're talking about Thabo Mbeki, Obasanjo, and I believe Gaddafi, when they made the African Union. And we have the whole of the NEPAD case, that memorandum from 2001, I believe. We have that written out because we want to fulfill every single objective on it. So that's a message to President Thabo Mbeki, wherever he may be, and others, that the objectives of NEPAD are definitely something that we want to fulfill, and they are the philosophical underpinning for the reggae dollar market. And this is something that we really need to, when we say philosophical underpinning or technical, intellectual underpinning, is very important, because this is what our leaders sought during the G8 summit for Make Poverty History back in 2005. You know, and that's also the reason why I got something called Beyond Geldof, because Geldof was famous for saying that there was no need for any intellectual underpinning, just give the people money and that's it. So these are the type of things that we're always afraid of, that people might move in and kind of like hijack things that are legitimate within a totally different understanding and context, just so that they can be sold and contained within the paradigm of the free market economy that we don't control. You understand? That's the issue, really, you know, and that's why we have this. So, and hence my apprehensiveness to the UNESCO declaration, you know. But we'll step by step, and we'll see. I do believe that you can mobilize people to a level of where we find the golden middle ground, you know, and that's what we really have to do. But you got to be strong, and you've got to be able to recognize when you're being disempowered through language, through vocabulary. Okay, so on this particular one, we have the statistics. What else do we've got? We got the African billionaires. Do we have them on this part? NEPAD case. No, I don't think we have them in this one. But anyway, so yeah, we'll talk about them when we get there. That was the facts, the stats. Blessed love.